A winter storm has brought blizzards, ice and high winds to much of the southern and eastern United States. The governors of Georgia, Virginia, North and South Carolina have all declared emergencies due to the storm's intensity. More than 200,000 homes and businesses are without power, and 2 people died in Raleigh, North Carolina, when they lost control of the car that they were traveling in.
North Carolina is now feeling the effects of a winter storm that'll continue to move through the state today. As much as 8 to 12 inches of snow has fallen in some counties, and significant icing is causing trouble in the central part of the state. Conditions vary across North Carolina and are dangerous in many areas. As predicted, ice and wind has caused power outages. More than 41,000 homes and businesses were reported without power across the state as of 11:30 a.m. And that number, unfortunately, is likely to grow. Some counties have opened or are preparing to open shelters for people who are without power and heat.
Our US Correspondent Rotimi Kade joins us now from New Jersey for more on these storms. Rotimi, bring us up to speed with the latest. Just how bad are these storms?
Well, thank you for having me. The condition is very bad as millions of homes, especially in the southeastern parts of the country, are currently without power due to the unprecedented snowstorms and deadly tornadoes. Tornadoes actually within the Florida, Georgia area, where millions of people are currently right now are trying to survive because they don't have heat and the condition is a bit, freezing. The interstate highways of I-95 and I-40 are nearly covered with snow and ice, while warnings have been coming from FEMA that people who have to travel along that route must stay off, that route for now because of the treacherous conditions. But if they have to do that, they have to actually make sure that they have the emergency kits in their cars, like jumper cables, warm clothes, blankets, bottled waters, and, some food just in case they get stuck along that highway. And, of course, make sure that their tank is full and, of course, make sure that they have phones which are fully charged so that they can call 911 in case there's an emergency. And so the icy conditions actually led to a lot of cancellation of flights in the U.S., about 3,000 of it. And obviously, 8,000 flights are also delayed as of this morning. The condition is very, very unpredictable. The weather conditions, or the meteorologist, I should say, are telling, majority of travelers to wait perhaps maybe 24 hours after, or 48 hours, or possibly 72 hours before they can, embark on this journey. Because today is not going to be one of those, friendly days where you can travel across the country. All across the country, especially in the Midwest, has been really, really affected with this unprecedented weather.
But Rotimi, how is the basic infrastructure holding up? Do we know how long these people are going to be without power? Have they given any indications of how long that would take to restore?
Well, absolutely. Nothing has been concrete at this point because even in that condition, for them to be able to restore power is still going to take a little while. Don't forget, we have COVID, and a lot of people have called out from their jobs. Some resign because they want to get vaccinated. So there's already a crunch in the labor market as a result of that. But it's going to take a while. But we don't actually know what the federal government is doing. Obviously, maybe in the next few hours, they're going to announce some emergency relief materials and perhaps maybe a makeshift generators for those people who don't have power at the moment, or perhaps take them to a nearby infrastructure like schools. Schools are closed today because today is a federal holiday, the Martin Luther King's Day, Junior Day. That's a federal holiday. And maybe many people may shelter in place as well if they have bunkers or they have, where they can actually, make sure that they stay warm and safe. But Many state governors declared a state of emergency to ensure that people are safe and they can deploy as much materials as possible.
All right, then, Rise US Correspondent Rotimi Kade, many thanks for bringing us up to date regarding the US storms. Thank you indeed.